time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live, Thursday, March 27th. S&P back in the green, up 2 points. NASDAQ down 14. Russell down 3. Dow down 48. Gold is up 1.5%. Is that a new all-time high? Yeah, new all-time high in gold. Silver, I think. Yeah, silver new all-time high as well. Up to 35.28 an ounce. Notes and bonds, both a little bit red. 10-year yield up 0.69. Oil up 0.4. Natural gas up about 1.7. Soybeans finished green. Wheat and corn red. Euro and the pound are both up around 0.5%. And Bitcoin is up 1%. VIX down a little bit now, sitting at 18.29. So I put on a bearish VRR in SPX. I've let it go a little bit longer than I wanted to here. Just giving myself a max risk of $2,000. I guess I'm only down 1,000 right now, but I really wanted price to kind of hold above that little consolidation peak right there. It poked above it, pushed up to unchanged. I'm just watching it. Let's see if we get a rejection. See if S&P is going to stay red here. And then if we bounce, if we get back above the high of this current bar, I'm going to have to cut it. But we'll give it a second. The thing about the VRRs is they are very lenient. Give you a little leeway. So I've got that. I've also got a 1 DTE that I transformed into a downside vertical for tomorrow. And with that, I've got minimum profit of, oh, my analyze screen can stop getting crazy on me. I've got a minimum profit of 645 and a max profit of 2145 if we expire below 5625 tomorrow. I've got some BICs on. I was doing the day trading live stream this morning and I forgot to turn on my TAT, so I missed my very first tranche, but so I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I've had 1, 2, 3 call side stops and 1 put side stop. Still have a chance at a pin, pretty good chance on my first tranche, which is the 915 central. And then my last one is still open, my 143. So up about 1,700 as we speak. And yeah, S&P is getting a little rejection. So is NDX off of the unchanged level. All right, let's keep it going. Let's crash today. Who wants a crash? Anybody? Does anybody want a market crash with me? Let's see. I've got 2 ducks on. One is I had one that expired yesterday. I've got the March 31. It's up a little bit more than beak profit. as we speak. And then I put on another one yesterday. Thanks to Ken for the idea. And it's about even right now. So Tesla really gave up the goods. It was strong all morning, looking like it was going to the moon. And then it gave it all back. So whenever it pushed down below yesterday's high, I got out of my swing trade that I entered yesterday at Power Hour. So I booked, what did I get? Yeah, I made a little over 1,700. I was up over three grand at one point at its peak, but got out of those. I am actually short Tesla right now on this little bounce. It just such a reversal. I won this little bounce. I got short. Let's see if it can get down to lows of day. I was yeah, I was pretty bullish earlier in the day trading, and then after that big reversal, I got bearish. And it's been just kind of chopping. I took one price action iron Condor, and it was right here, right at like 11:35 Central, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, 11:32. So didn't see any consolidation on the way up. Had a little pause at the top, reversed, bounce, came down and started chopping a little bit here, kind of in the middle of that range. That's when I took my one. And then we had a decent move down through the recent lows there, and I just got out of it, which ended up being a good thing because I would have been stopped for more. And then we did have some decent consolidation here from about noon till 1 Central. But I watching the different stocks and watching the markets, I thought we were going to potentially break lower. So I stayed out of any additional 0 DTE premium selling in that little period, which ended up pushing up. Now we're seeing some nasty little bar here. Let's keep it going. Let's get about 3 or 4 of those in a row. That'd be beautiful. So I might consider closing some of my VRR if we keep going here. I'll definitely leave some to the bell, especially if we're going to continue flushing. It's up about 1,200 now on this little flush. Seeing some downside here. PLTR down to its lows. Oh wait, no. Not lows. Consolidation lows, not lows of day. The chips have been weak all day. Nvidia did go green, but some of these others have been super weak. AVGO, TSM, MU ticked into green territory for a brief moment, but it's been fairly weak. Meta went green for a little bit. Microsoft and Amazon are still green. Tesla's still green too, but it's had a wild ride. Apple's been the strongest all day. Although it's starting to see a little bit of a pullback. Apple's still up over 1%. Baba and Baidu are strong. Got a nice little upside volume runner in Baba this morning. Had some nice day trades this morning. Caught an upside runner in Amazon. Had a failed Downside volume runner in coin. Oh yeah, GME, man, that thing bloody today, down 23.5%. I mean, that would have been a beautiful one off of pre-market lows right there on that little bounce. It was only down a few percent at that point. Now it's down 23. Yeah, I heard they announced that after the bell yesterday, and it had a drop that they're trying to become MSTR, I guess. So yeah, right here, right after the bell, had a drop from about $28 down to 26. And it kind of just chopped all night and then all downhill from the open. A little bounce here. NDX bouncing off of yesterday's lows. I don't want that bounce. I want more down. Down, down, down. Microsoft bounce right back up. Yes, I'll take a 3,000% tariff right now. Let's see, other stocks. Rivian and Lucid. Apparently they like the auto tariff discussion as well. They have not given it back like Tesla, though. Rivian's up 9%. Lucid's up 3.5%. Baba's up 3%. Tesla up 1.6%. Apple's up 1%. Oh, don't we have Lulu after the bell? 327 after market. Yes, we do. How are the options in good old Lulu these days? About 50 cents wide, but a $340 stock. Not too shabby. Tesla did not bounce at all on that little bounce in SPX and NASDAQ. So ES, obviously Monday had that big breakout of this little sandbox that we created last week. Tuesday a little bit higher. Yesterday flushed back into it, and today we are back in the sandbox. So the question is, did we just come down to fill that gap? And it's back up, or was that a fake breakout and we are going lower? Anybody? Anybody have the answer? Anybody have the solution to that puzzle? I think we're going lower. Let me see. Oh, there it is. 50-50. Damn it. I was hoping for something a little bit better. But yeah, my assumption is lower. I think it looks like a fake breakout. So all that said, for Lulu earnings, I'm gonna do a downside butterfly. Lulu has a 27.5 point expected move. Let's try to move this down one strike. Oops. Just gonna do a little Johnny one lot. Filled at 430. Ah, no follow through on that down move. Disappointing. Disappointing. My VRR is back to even. The old late morning Thursday long strangle would have worked out well. I don't remember what time most of you put that on, but 10:15, 10:20 a.m. Central was the peak this morning. So your AI is saying it's bullish. All right, good. I'm glad I'm bearish. Brains over bots. Oh, what is this bounce? I did not want to bounce. That big down bar was beautiful. Got my peach mango green tea Celsius today. My power hour drink of choice. I just don't feel like the S&P needs to be green today. It just needs to be red. Tesla needs to be red. Just give it all up. It's given a good portion up, just needs to give up a little bit more. Yeah, I closed my calls. I've got puts on Tesla. I closed my uh calls from yesterday whenever it pushed through yesterday's high, which it immediately bounced right after that. And so I was like, oh, did I just do the wrong thing? But ended up being a decent exit. Gave a little bit back on that rollover. S&P right back up to where we flushed. Well, it's an aggressive bounce. Microsoft at highs of day, Apple almost back up to highs. Ugh, S&P going green. It's wacky price action today, kids. Chad, you're done hunting? There you go.
Well, looks like I've missed out on some wacky price action the last few days.
Yeah, today for sure. Yesterday was just
Seems-
straight down. I took one price action iron Condor yesterday. Oh, and then I did a 2 lot in power hour that ended up being a loser as well.
Yeah, I kind of looked at yesterday's at late last night. I was like, wow, more tariff talk. Hopefully that can stop sometime soon.
Yesterday was Wednesday. Tuesday was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, yesterday's a tough day. You can get sucked in some of those spots. You know, it's just tough.
Did you get a bird?
Yeah, so I got one this morning. I actually filmed Craig shoot one. Um, It was a pretty tough hunt though. Really, not as many birds as normal. But got back this afternoon. I had to stop in Platte City to fill my truck tire up because I had a hole in it apparently. This afternoon I've been running around, dropped it off Discount Tire, rode my bike back to my house, tried to place a trade this afternoon, tried to do some unpacking, had an issue. I've got this issue with the IRA rollover I'm doing with Schwab. So I was on the phone with them for the last 30 minutes. So the issue is they had to fill out part of the form for the rollover. And so it was tough to get them to even do that, but they finally did it.
Who, Schwab?
Yeah. Like they gave like an acceptance letter, and the Missouri Public School Retirement System said, we don't accept that. You have to fill out our form like Schwab does. Like there's a little section. It would take like 30 seconds to fill out.
Hmm.
And so I finally got them to do that. And so they sent it in. 3 weeks go by, and I get a rejection letter on the rollover. They used an electronic signature. Schwab did. I said, "What? How do you?" I said, "It looks handwritten to me," because they sent it back to me too. We have a machine that can read electronic signatures or hand signatures. So I had to call Schwab back and say, I need somebody to physically write their name with a pen.
Who's the retirement plan through the school that you're rolling it from?
It's the Missouri Public School Retirement System. It's its own entity.
Right. But who's the firm? Is it Fidelity? Is it Principal?
I don't know who the public school retirement uses.
TIA
It's
Craft? Well, who do you get your statements on from?
It's their own. It's the Missouri Public School Retirement System. Like they don't farm it out. It's my understanding. The
Well,
statement
they have
comes
to have
from
a custodian.
it says Missouri Public School Retirement System on it.
Hmm.
And I've always been told it's like its own entity.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm like,
Even I
I'm
mean,
sure.
all schools, even most schools use TIA Craft. Some will use like ING or Voya.
Yeah, it's highly
So it's
possible. I
got to
mean,
have some kind of custodian like that. But unless it's
it's
unless
the
it's the
same.
unless it's your pension, not like a defined. Is it something that you contributed to, or is it
Yeah,
okay?
14.5% of my check every month was taken out over 21 years.
Hmm.
So never really heard of using electronic machines to determine electronic signatures.
All right, I'm gonna have to cut out of my VRR here. Just snatched up that little flush, went green.
Yeah, so it's really hard to gauge what's this market's doing with these tariffs. It's like it's really, really jumpy with news, isn't it?
I haven't even really looked at the news today. Was there anything tariff
Well,
related?
I just mean in general. It's like when something, Trump says like 25% tariff on autos, it's falling. If there's something that's said about, there's an extension or something positive, there's a big reaction to the upside just over the last like couple weeks.
Yeah, I guess there's a bunch of comments on financial juice from the Canadian Prime Minister. We will fight the US tariffs with retaliatory trade actions of our own.
Ready for all this tariff stuff to be over with.
All right. Dang. Pushing.
Yeah, it's like a 20 plus point move during power hour in 25 minutes. That's not, that is not what you look for. I squeezed in one trade, but thank goodness for that 155 bar that came back down. About a 15-point move down and now about a 23-point move up. Yeah, that's difficult. Earlier, I was kind of surprised to see the VIX was down.
SPX was positive for a while,
Yeah.
late morning.
Did the VIX ever go positive though? Because the S&P went negative.
Well, the VIX was positive at the open. Yeah, it was.
Was it at the
It
open? Yeah,
gapped
I
up
didn't see it.
2% and went higher as the market flushed for that first 10 minutes.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it peaked at 1928. Yes, it's a full point lower.
Yeah.
Apple up to highs of day. Microsoft at highs of day.
I bought some Lucid shares about a week ago.
I still have never seen one of their cars. They had that Lucid Air car that I remember looking at online and thinking, man, that's a
I'll,
cool looking car. Can't wait for that to come
I'll,
out, but I've never seen it.
yeah, I just seen pictures, so I've seen. I was reading something about their sales being up. Like I can't remember where it was at. It was in some other country with people starting to dislike Musk.
NASDAQ still unchanged. Everything's pretty much unchanged indice wise. A lot of movement all the way back to unchanged. VIX almost down to lows of day. Bitcoin flushed down to yesterday's low, pushed up into green territory, and it's just been kind of chopping all afternoon. Got the Royals opening day today. Starting at just
Yeah.
after power hour's over.
All right.
It's on FanDuel Sports this year, Chad.
Yeah, it was actually just about a little bit before I got on here. I was trying to figure out what it was on.
Yeah, I guess
If you,
FanDuel took over Bally's.
like, do we have to pay for that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
I just paid $99 for the season.
Oh my God. Sorry, you should be able to watch your team that's in your own city.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's basically the same. It's basically, I think it looks like all the same technology. I think they just bought Bally's. That's what I gathered.
Gotcha.
I didn't know it happened, but
Do a little picture of price action today to kind of just for a little learning picture here. I'll post it in my channel. Probably what I would have done based on what I'm seeing.
NASDAQ staying red. S&P still barely green.
Posted a little picture there for a little TLC review. Not that I got in trades there today, but definitely kind of see the two pushes out of the gates, both of them up. Probably would have gotten in where the number one is at. Probably would have taken a full loss on that move down. Probably would have re-entered about where two is. Don't think I would have added on the push up during power hour because there hasn't been consolidation. So probably would have hit some profit targets on two, one, maybe two. And then it probably would have pushed up. Don't know if it would have gotten stopped, but I wouldn't have added.
Depends on if you got in at the top or the bottom of those ranges.
Yeah, just kind of depends. But kind of the key takeaway from today is like on the push up after two here, whether you were still in it or whether you got stopped, really wasn't. Let's just say you were in it still and it was off center. There really isn't consolidation to re-enter or to enter one based on one being off center. That makes sense. That's always the big question people have is like trying to enter one when it's off center. Not enough consolidation there.
No, Chuck, I had to cut. It moved beyond my line in the sand, so I ended up cutting it. It's in the trade channel.
Yeah, good question, Calvin. No, because I'm stopped out. Okay, so I would have been stopped out on that move down, right? And then all of a sudden at 11, when I think maybe it's got some consolidation strike, it rips up.
I moved that on the screen, Chad, if you want to reference anything.
Oh shoot. Oh, okay. Oh, I can move it on the screen, can I?
No, I
Actually,
I put it
oh,
on
you
mine.
put it. Okay. Yeah. So on that, where number one is on that push down, like I was probably full stopped somewhere at the bottom of that, somewhere
Yep.
in there. So when it reverses, okay, well, I'm not really going to enter again until I see really good consolidation. And then it turns around, and I don't know what that drop is on those two red bars right there, but that's looks like a pretty good sized drop. So I'm probably hesitant to enter there. And so I probably would have waited that out. And then you see the really big drop. Definitely not going to enter. So, but then it starts to chop a little bit. Yeah, maybe would have hit one profit target on that number two. Kind of just depends. Yeah, number two would have been somewhere where I wrote number two.
No, the one
Probably.
DTE's Chuck, the one DTE is still open. I opened the one DTE iron condor and then I transformed it.
Go back to that picture, Steve. So Kelvin,
1 second.
probably on the green bar.
There you go.
Okay, see the number two? It's right under. There's two red bars right above it. Probably on that green bar. The next green bar is where I would have entered because that's telling me okay, it's going to resist breaking through there. So I'm going to go ahead and enter. So that's what I'm saying. I may have just hit a 20% and then maybe been stopped. I don't know. But I would have wanted to make sure it wasn't going to break through lows again or break through that where that yellow line is. And with that pretty nice little green bar there, told me it wasn't going to do that. So that's probably where I'm entering. And that's probably what? 45 minutes of pretty good chop. And if you were lucky enough to enter a little earlier, maybe you would have hit two profit targets before it pushed up. Thanks, Steve. Price coming back down.
Yeah, Troy, no, that's not a problem. Just it's magic. You just take all your positions that they're losing, and you just transform it into winners. Now, so the kind of the high level overview of transformers is once you have some profit on the trade, so you got to have some profit first, but once you have some profit to work with, depending on the spread you're looking at, you can transform that and remove the risk and then still give yourself a chance at a bigger profit. So for example, like the 1 DTE I did today. Get rid of this. So here's the original 1 DTE I did today. Which, obviously in hindsight, it would have made even more profit just letting it sit. But when we started, so we started off really strong today, right? And then when we really kind of started coming down hard, I thought we may have a little bit of a continuation lower. So I transformed it into a downside vertical, and I think it was at like 15% profit at that point. And so what I did is I did this order against it. So essentially I just changed the put strike from 56.30 to 56.35, and it turned it into this. So I've got a minimum profit of 645. And if we expire below 56.30 tomorrow, then I would hit max profit of 21.45. So, if I like the price action, I do these mostly on one DTE iron condors, where if I like the action, sometimes I'll just let it go and I'll just book profits. Like today, I got nervous after that reversal and looking at the price action of a lot of different stocks. Thought we might be going lower, so I transformed it. So I usually pick a direction. If I transform it, one of these 1 DTEs, I usually take a little bit of a directional assumption and remove the risk, and then I give myself a shot at a higher profit the next day. But there are dozens and dozens of different ways to use that same kind of concept to transform things, to remove risk and give yourself a shot at a bigger profit. S&P back in the red.
There you go, Troy. That's how you transform your account.
Is that Shaq? No. I thought it was Shaq for a minute.
Okay, see Watson chat on your picture right at 1 your time. Okay, so 1 Central when it recentered on that range. Well, I mentioned I would have probably entered at 12:45 on that green bar, that 12:45 Central. Not so I would have already been in prior to that 1 o'clock bar. That's for Watson's question. Oh, if you hadn't? Yeah, I mean, it's just pretty much chopping at that point. So, yeah, I mean, you just kind of hope that you get in at the top of that bar so that you don't get stopped when it pushes up, and then you have that nice big red bar that comes down and maybe hits some profits for you. I mean, try not to do hindsight 2020 here. It's just either the 12:45 Central or 1 o'clock would have been. I could see why somebody would enter at either one of those spots.
Getting a little red now. I would like to have my
Yeah,
VRR
so
back.
Yeah, that's like I was saying. You try to depends on where you enter on that green bar. If you entered at the very end of it, did you enter at the start of it? But yeah, you kind of hope to survive it. But if you don't, I could see where that would be a stop. I use a Tyron Daz. Well, first off, welcome to the community. I use a 75% stop loss is what I use. It's kind of there's several examples in the course. I'm assuming you watch the course in the Trade Plans channel, right?
I think I'm going to take some puts into tomorrow in meta. I'll leave my meta puts on.
Pretty decent movement here the last 45 minutes, really.
Should we start a channel for that, Elliot? We've got less than 4 minutes till MOC. Butterflies are still trading for around $1. Too much whippy price action. Staying cheap. Uh-oh. Elliot's leader is about to retaliate with tariffs against Trump. Prime Minister Starmer. That's what it says on Financial Juice.
Never
UK's
heard of him.
PM Starmer opens the door to trade war with Trump over tariffs. NASDAQ back down to near yesterday's lows. S&P staying red for now. One minute till MOC. Butterflies are too cheap to start trying to enter. Yeah, they're super cheap. Check. Too much movement. All right, MOC incoming. $801 million buy side. Oh, so I was going to ask you guys. So I asked this to everybody on the live stream this morning on day trading. And Chad, I hadn't mentioned this to you, so your thoughts as well, obviously, because it involves you. What do you guys think about changing up the structure of our live streams? So my idea was this morning, I mentioned instead of, in the morning, when I do it, I stream for, I don't know, 60 to 90 minutes. Obviously for power hour, we're streaming for a little over an hour. What do you think about, instead of doing that, breaking it down into shorter, like 20 to 30 minute live streams and doing a few of them throughout the day? And it would be on a schedule, so it wouldn't be just random or anything like that.
Yeah. So what would be the trades we'd be placing randomly, throughout the day?
Well, you wouldn't have to be placing trades at all
Oh,
through
okay.
for the live stream. It would just be more of a check-in kind of, hey, here's what I'm seeing, here's what I'm thinking.
Oh, gotcha. I thought, first when you say morning, the first thing I'm thinking is, I'm leading a live stream to where people are, I'm taking trades and I'm telling them what they are. It's
Yeah,
their
I
choice
think,
if they want to take the trade or not.
yeah, good point. So I think on the day trading stuff, I think that would probably stay the same.
Yeah, because I'm not real comfortable taking all like doing the same thing I do the first hour, like midday.
Yep. No, and the live stream would be just more, I mean, for you, it could just be saying, hey, here's what I'm seeing for TLC so far today, or whatever. For me, I'm taking some day trades later sometimes, so I could be talking about those or whatever else I'm doing that day. But anyway, that it's just a
Gotcha.
thought. Just
Yeah. So like I might talk about TLC stuff maybe or any other trades.
yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, we would try to figure out, what the schedule would be, like maybe every couple hours, Chad, maybe you jump on at 11 a.m. I jump on at 1 p.m. or, whatever. Well, we can figure that out. And it could be a 10-minute check-in. It could be if you have a lot to say, it could be 20 or 30 minutes, but it would just be, part of it is with Power Hour, we started the Power Hour live stream because we were doing the old school Power Hour tranches. We were all kind of doing the same thing. It made sense to, now Power Hour, there's a lot of dead time. Sometimes we have trades on, sometimes we don't. So anyway, that was just kind of an initial thought that I wanted to get feedback on. JLN prefers to keep Power Hour as is. On top of the mountain, BICs have scheduled trades during the day. Yeah, mine do. Yeah. I think Elliot and some others are a little bit more, maybe not discretionary, but definitely have schedules, but add some in as well. Yeah, so sundowner, something to discuss, whether the day trading Power Hour stays the same. We just maybe add something throughout the day. But my thought is, I don't know that it makes sense to stream for the full hour for Power Hour. I mean, Chad and I kind of get on here, recap. If we have trades on, kind of just manage those, watch those. Plenty of time to answer questions, so we could certainly shorten that, and then add in a couple others throughout the day. It was kind of my initial thought. Naughty Dog, you don't like Power half hour? Sundowner, my one DTE. It's in my trade plan. So I have one for VIX under 18. And I have one for VIX over 18. So you should be able to see in the trade plans channel on my sheet, you should be able to see the option omega back tests for both of those. Yeah, we would definitely do it for the end of the day. So the last part through the bell. So we got a little bit of a buy number, but the market dropped. Oh, I got pushed out of Tesla and it's down to lows. Got pushed out of my VRR. It'd be profitable. I got slapped around a little bit today. Just could not find my footing. Couldn't get into the flow. Yeah, 57 certainly was a magnet today. We opened there, came back down above and below, chopped around it, right back there.
Yeah, a lot of herky-jerky price movement. I don't think the market knows what to do with these tariffs. I'll be trading all day tomorrow, so I'll continue to be really, really selective about entries.
Under 2 minutes. NASDAQ below yesterday's low, S&P approaching yesterday's low. Tesla almost red after being up about 6% today. One minute. S&P, NASDAQ still coming down a little bit. VIX popping up. Taking some meta calls or meta puts into tomorrow. There's the bell. 5693.19. Yeah, not a strong close if you're a bull. I think we see some more downside. All right, all. That is a wrap for the day. Everybody have a good night. Chad will be back streaming live at the market open for day trading tomorrow. And then we will be back for Power Hour tomorrow afternoon. Take care. Have a good night. Cheers.